remember the night that he came in from the wintry cold and damp. A giant of a man in an oilskin coat, and the bundle that told he was a tramp. He stood at the bar and he called a pint, then turned and gazed at the fire. On a night like this, to be safe and dry is my one and only desire. So here's to those that are dead and gone, the friends that I love dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. St. Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. Then in a voice that was hushed and low, he said, listen, I'll tell you a tale. How a man of the sea became a man of the roads, and never more will set sail. I fished out of Howth and Killybegs, Ardglass and Baltimore, but the cruel sea has beaten me, and I'll end my days on the shore. So here's to those that are dead and gone, the friends that I love dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. St. Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. One fateful night in the wind and the rain, we set sail from Killybegs town. There were 5 of us from sweet Donegal, and 1 from County Down. We were fishermen who worked the sea, and never counted the cost. But I never thought, ere that night was done, that my fine friends would all be lost. So here's to those that are dead and gone, the friends that I love dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. St. Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. Then the storm it broke and drove the boat to the rocks about 10 miles from shore. As we fought the tide, we hoped inside to see our homes once more. Then we struck a rock and hove the bow, and all of us knew that she'd go down. So we jumped right into the icy sea and prayed to God we wouldn't drown. But the raging sea was rising still as we struck out for the land. And she fought with all her cruelty to claim that gallant band. By St. John's Point in the early dawn, I dragged myself on the shore, and I cursed the sea for what she'd done, and vowed to sail her nevermore. So here's to those that are dead and gone, the friends that I love dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. St. Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. Ever since that night I've been on the road, travelling and trying to forget that awful night. I lost all my friends, I see their faces yet. And often at night when the sea is high and the rain is tearing at my skin, I hear the cries of drowning men floating over on the wind. So here's to those that are dead and gone, the friends that I love dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. St. Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. Donegal Danny, be here, me boys. Donegal Danny, be here.
As I walked by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the salt waters and take the salt air, I heard an old fisherman singing a song. Oh, take me away, boys, me time is not long.
Wrap me up in me oilskin and jumper, no more on the dockside be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green.
Now Fiddler's Green is a place I've heard tell, where the fishermen go if they don't go to hell. When the skies are all clear and the dolphin do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away.
Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the dockside be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green,
where the skies are all clear and there's never a gale, and the fish jump on board with one swish on their tail. where you lie at your leisure, there's no work to do, and the skippers below making tea for the crew. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking up triplates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. When you get back on docks and the long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's lassies there too. Oh, where the girls are all pretty and the beer it is free, and there's bottles of rum growing from every tree. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking out triplates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Now I don't want a harp, not a halo, not me. Just give me a breeze and a good rolling sea. I'll play me old squeeze box as we sail along, oh, with the wind in the rigging to sing me a song. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking up triplates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green.
It was down by Egan's Corner, one morning I did stray. I met a fellow rebel there, and this to him did say, we have orders from the captain to assemble at Drumbar, oh, but how were we to get there without a motor car? Well, Barney dear, be of good cheer, and I'll tell you what we'll do. The specials, they are plentiful, and the IRA are few. We'll wire on Houston Order, and before we'll get that far, we'll give the boys a bloody good ride in Johnston's motor car. When Dr. Johnston got the news, he soon put on his shoes. He said, this is an urgent case and there is no time to lose. He then put on his castor hat and upon his breast a star. You could hear the din going through Glenfin of Johnston's motor car. Well, when he got to the Reeling Bridge, the rebels he saw there, he knew the game was up with him, for at him they did stare. He said, I have a permit to travel near and far. You can stick your English permit, we want your motor car. What will my loyal brethren say whene'er they hear the news? My car, it has been commandeered by the rebels at Dunluce. We'll give you a receipt for it, all signed by Captain Mare. And when Ireland gets her freedom, you'll get your motor car. They set the car in motion and filled it to the brim, with rifles and with bayonets, this made old Johnston grim. And Barney hoisted the Sinn Féin flag and it fluttered like a star, and they gave 3 cheers for the IRA and Johnston's motor car.
How hard is my fortune, how vain my repining. The strong rope of fate for my young neck is twining. My strength is departed, my cheeks sunk and sallow, while I languish in chains in the jail of Cluian. No boy in the village was ever yet milder. I could play with a child and my sport be no wilder. I could dance without tiring from morning till evening, and my goal ball I'd strike to the lightning of heaven. At my bed foot decaying, my Hurley is lying. Through the lads of the village, my goal ball is flying. My horse among the neighbors, neglected may follow, while this heart, young and gay, lies cold in Cluian. Next Sunday the pattern at home will be keeping. All the lads of the village the fields will be sweeping, and the dance of fair maidens the evening will hallow, while this heart, young and gay, lies cold in Cluian. The gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways, in the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn called women from Cregan, the moor and the bog, while the men on the dole played a mother's role, feathered the children and then trained the dog. And when times got tough, there was just about enough, but they saw it through without complaining. For deep inside was a burning pride in the town I loved so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we all could understand. I remember the day that I earned my first pay, when I played in a small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all behind me. For I'd learned about life, and I'd found a wife in the town I loved so well. When I returned, how my eyes have burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees by the armored cars and the bombed out bars and the gas that hangs on to every breeze. Now the army's installed by that old gas yard wall, and the damned barbed wire gets higher and higher. With their tanks and their guns, oh my God, what have they done to the town I loved so well? Now the music's gone, but they carry on, for their spirit's been bruised, never broken. They will not forget, but their hearts are set on tomorrow and peace once again. For what's done is done, and what's won is won, and what's lost is lost and gone forever. I can only pray for a bright, brand new day in the town I love so.
You can sing of all your sporting heroes like Mr. McGrath and the rest, but there's a horse in the county of Wicklow that's beaten all of the best. The slowest humper, the lowest jumper, but great for a stroll round the park. The servant lasses, the upper classes, and daughters of millionaires, they all would appear from far and near for a ride on Ronnie's mare, for a ride on Ronnie Drew's mare. In Greystone's town on a Sunday morning, a crowd will always appear to catch a glimpse of the famous mare they call the horse of the year. She's the best at racing, but sees no disgrace in pulling a big old milk cart. The servant lasses, the upper classes, and daughters of millionaires, they all would appear from far and near for a ride on Ronnie's mare, for a ride on Ronnie Drew's mare. The Burnaby bar boys talked of the horse show and said she ought to be showed. She was tutored and trained by the two Evans boys on the grass by the side of the road. Though she won up in Dublin without any troubling, next day she was back in the cart. The servant lasses, the upper classes, and daughters of millionaires, they all would appear from far and near for a ride on Ronnie's mare, for a ride on Ronnie Drew's mare. Joe Sweeney, the punter, suggested one day they should enter her in for a race. So all was arranged. Billy Fox would be jockey and Newcastle would be the place. But the boys all agreed that even if she succeeded, she'd go back to delivering milk. The servant lasses, the upper classes, and daughters of millionaires, they all would appear from far and near for a ride on Ronnie's mare, for a ride on Ronnie Drew's mare. Well, the boys were there to lay out their readies and cheer the horse past the post. But when Fox had a look at the competition, he turned as white as a ghost. We'll have some hassle to beat Willie Castle, says Ronnie, for Jay's sake. Oh, the servant lasses, the upper classes, and daughters of millionaires, they all would appear from far and near for a ride on Ronnie's mare, for a ride on Ronnie Drew's mare. The race, it was tough, but the mare, she was flying. They knew that she couldn't lose. But in the midst of the celebrations arrived some tragic news. In her finest hour, all the milk had gone sour, so now she was out of a job. The serving lasses and upper classes and daughters of millionaires, they all would appear from far and near for a ride on Ronnie's mare, for a ride on Ronnie Drew's mare.
Oh, father dear, and I often hear you speak of Erin's Isle. Her lofty scenes, her valleys green, her mountains rude and wild. They say it is a lovely land wherein a prince might dwell. Then why did you abandon it? Oh, the reason to me tell. My son, I loved my native land with energy and pride, till a blight came over all my crops, and my sheep and cattle died. The rents and taxes were to pay, and I could not them redeem, and that's the cruel reason I left old Skibbereen. 'Tis well I do remember the bleak November day, when the bailiff and the landlord came to drive us all away. They set the roof on fire with their cursed English spleen, and that's another reason I left old Skibbereen. Oh, your mother, too, God rest her soul, lay on the snowy ground. She fainted in her anguishing, seeing the desolation round. She never rose, but passed away from life to immortal dreams, and that's another reason I left old Skibbereen. Oh, you were only 2 years old, and feeble was your frame. I could not leave you with my friends, for you bore your father's name. I wrapped you in my coat the more at the dead of the night unseen, and I heaved a sigh and I said goodbye to dear old Skibbereen. Oh, well, father dear, and the day will come when on vengeance we will call, and Irishmen both stout and tall will rally unto the call. I'll be the man to lead the van beneath the flag of green, and loud and high we'll raise the cry, revenge for Skibbereen. The history of Ireland is a history of oppression and the struggle of the people against it. A history of grasping landlords and conniving politicians who sought to deprive the people of their birthright. At regular times in Ireland's past, these grievances have boiled over, and the ordinary people have reacted in the only way open to them: rebellion.
Oh, wrap the green flag round me, boys. To die were far more sweet, with Erin's noble emblem, boys, to be my winding sheet. In life I love to see it wave and follow where it's led, but now my eyes grow dim, my hand would grasp its last bright shred. Then wrap the green flag round me, boys. To die were far more sweet, with Erin's noble emblem, boys, to be my winding sheet.
And if when all a vigil keep, the west asleep, the west asleep, alas, and well may Erin weep, that Connacht lies in slumber deep. But hark, a voice like thunder spake, the West's awake, the West's awake. Sing oh hurrah, let England quake. We'll watch till death for Erin's sake.
Fire was in my blood. I read of ancient freemen of Greece and Rome who bravely stood, 300 men and 3 men. And then I thought I yet might see our fetters rent in twain, and Ireland long a province be, a nation once again, a nation once again.